Hey, good morning, team, and welcome to week 5 of organizational psychology. Can you believe it's already week 5? We only have 2 more weeks left. So you've just taken the midterm for week 4, and you should be looking at the final paper and start developing your thoughts on how you would build a virtual team using what we have learned in this course. It's posted in the weekly units for the final exam, and I also sent out an announcement for it. So don't let that creep up on you because it's already week 5, right? And also on the last week we have a final exam, which is much like the midterm. So don't plan on doing everything on the last week. Never a good move. And I got the feeling that we have a lot of last minute people here. And believe me, I still am a college student, and I know the saying that if you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute, right? Sometimes it's not the best strategy. So, anyways, this week, week 5, we are talking about communications and leadership. We're going to be reading chapters 11 and chapter 12. There's a discussion board on 7 barriers of communication. And instead of a paper, there is 2 quizzes. And these quizzes are just like the midterm, short answer essay. So yeah, do this much like you did the midterm. Okay, so let's talk about it. Whenever I get called to go do an on-site evaluation of leadership in communications, or anything, when they call and say, hey, we're really having some leadership issues or some command culture issues or climate issues, it always comes down to communications and leadership. A lot of times we are not communicating properly to each other. Sometimes we communicate too much. Yeah, believe it or not, there can be such a thing as too much communications, meaning that you're putting out the information to the wrong people and they just tune it out, right? So I'm going to introduce a, uh, a model here. This is used in performance in project management, and I think it's very relevant. So let me get my whiteboard of power here, right? So if we drew this, right, and we said, hey, we have parties that have an interest in our what we're doing. It could be a project we're doing, our organization, totally, our whole organization, maybe our department, our division, and they have power. They could have investment power, they could have leadership power, they could have financial power. So if I was going to communicate to somebody that has low interest and low power in what I'm doing, how would I communicate? Or would I? Right? Low power and low interest, right? This is when we push information out. This could be shareholders. This could, they have power and interest in what the overall organization is doing, but they may not have specific interest or power in your project. But anyway, so this is a push. So this could be website information, social media. So let's write that down. Social media, website. So with me, for instance, working with the military, a lot of times this is a sailor's family. They want to know what Johnny's doing out in the Navy on his ship. So we put stuff out on the website that's unclassified. So if they want to find out, it's there. This could be a message to the entire organization, you know. So for instance, if you are changing your vision and mission statement, the people reading it, there's some interest, but it's not going to change their world, and they may not have power to change your vision and mission statement. So you just push it out there. This is what I want to do, okay, and let them pull the information. So how about this? How about if somebody has high interest in what you're doing but low power? Who would this be? All right. So let's say you are working on a project in your organization and the other project cannot start until you are finished. They are very interested in your timeline. However, they don't have the power to manipulate or to speed up your progress or process. So how would we communicate with this person or team? Let's say they're in another side of the country and they're waiting for you to finish, right? Now, this is emails and stuff like this. They may actually be on the CC line of your project. This isn't, drastic for you to know, but you do have some interest in that. So yeah, let's write that down. Yeah, emails, CC line, right? That's kind of scribbly there. Let me erase that. Yeah, CC line. Even I think that could be even worse scribbly. But anyways, yeah. So CC line. These are people. Yeah, you're pushing some information out there. If they don't get it, it's on them, right? But you're letting them know the milestones that you are reaching and the progress. Okay, so how about here? Somebody that has high power and low interest. Who would that be? High power and low interest. Well, that could be your supervisor, right? They have high power to stop what you're doing, to control what you're doing. This could be finance. They have high power. They could cut the funding budget, but do they really care? Are they really interested in you meeting your milestones? They're interested in the final project, yeah. But anyways, yeah, communicate through an email, maybe. Yeah, maybe let them know more on a more frequent basis. On what's happening, but through emails. This is you want them to make sure they know you're doing your job, right? So yeah, pretty important. So now, high power and high interest. Who is this? Well, maybe that supervisor's butt is on the line if you complete your project, right? Maybe the other team is behind project because you are behind project. So now their interest has gotten a much higher. So now it's email chains, phone calls, face-to-face meetings. Yeah. So now you're communicating with them face to face. Usually it's followed up, and we all know how that works. Send me an email, followed up by a phone call, and we'll discuss having a meeting on this. Now you can tell they have high power and they have high interest. So this is a project management communication matrix. It's pretty popular, actually. You'll see it online, but I think it's very important as we talk about organizational psychology and how we communicate with each other. Because communications isn't just being nice to each other and all that, but now in today's day and age with phone cons and meetings and emails and texting, how do we communicate? Do you communicate business wise through a text? Most of us do, believe it or not. I text all the time. You guys text me all the time. Today's day and age, the 9 to 5 job is over for most of us, and that's fine. But you have to ask yourself, what are you sending text wise? Do you use Facebook Messenger, especially with all the stuff coming out right now? I just shared some topic stuff on my Facebook page, and I'm talking to some of my colleagues about putting it into a PowerPoint on Facebook. So just happened to be where the conversation started. So these are things to think about and on communications. So anyways, once again, it's week 5. Count them 5. We got 2 more weeks left. Everybody's doing great. I got to say, I've been very happy with this course, with you guys. The quality of work has been very impressive, and it shows your dedication, and I really appreciate that. But please don't fall behind, right? There's nothing worse than on the last day of class and I'm missing assignments and I can't do anything about it. I just can't because final grades have to be in, right? So I'm letting you know. Okay. So anyways, okay. So I hope everybody is enjoying their Easter and having a good time and not playing any April Fool's pranks. Okay. So, anyways, this is Dave and Dave out. So see you online.